Welcome to the Eastern Bloc. St. Petersburg, a city of poetry, canals, and imperial palaces. But entwined in its streets is another beat, less refined and far more visceral. This is where Zenit's ultras dwell, known by rivals as bumji, bums or homeless in English, are slow. They evolve like armor. Their subculture grew courage on chance and cruelty, prepared to step into a world of violence, racism, fanatic loyalty, and chaos. The Las Corna Forum rose in the early 2000s as Zenit's elite ultras. They reclaimed the name Bamji thrown by rival fans, transforming it into a tribal insignia. Membership demanded tests, loyalty pledges, and total submersion into ultra culture. Choreographed pyro, slogans, and mastery of pampered brutality. Identity was everything, especially purity. Between 1997 and 2007, Zenit v Spartak matches repeatedly escalated into brutal street wars. On August 30th, 1997, hundreds of fans clashed in Moscow near the metro. Police fired warning shots to break them up. Many suffered broken bones. The June 11th, 2005, prearranged fight in St. Petersburg car park featured 200 Zenit fans versus 200 Spartak hooligans. A brawl later described as one of the most notorious in Russian hooligans' history. Across Europe, they even arranged combat with Eintracht Frankfurt Ultras, marching into fights under haunting chants and overwhelming opponents quickly. After Zenit clinched the league in November 2010, over 1,000 ultras stormed Nevsky Prospect in spontaneous celebration. Beach invasion, goalposts pulled down, bus stops smashed, riot police backed by armored cars intervened. During a Premier League match in August 2019 against Krasnodar, fans dismantled stadium security fences mid-halftime and attacked riot police with punches and kicks. One fan was prosecuted, sentenced to a year in open prison for striking an officer. During an Angers match in March 2011, a fan raised a banana at former Brazil star Roberto Carlos. The Russian FA banned the fan for life and fined Zenit €6,000. Zenit fans threw bananas at Marseille's black players alongside monkey chants. UEFA fined them €58,000. Zenit's star forward Hulk said he experienced racial abuse in almost every game. I used to get angry, now I just blow kisses at the fans. His coach, Andrea Villas-Boas, called it a disaster for Russian football. He said, everybody knows Zenit supporters are racist. They are living in another century. Lance Krona released a document demanding no black or gay players at Zenit, calling it Slavic only. Banners like, there is no black in Zenit's colors were plastered in the stands. Our leader reportedly said, no black players, no problem. When Brazilian Malcolm joined, a small ultra faction displayed a banner reading, thanks to the leadership for loyalty to traditions, a sarcastic jab against his ethnicity. Zenit ultras build themselves around identity, homogeneous, sacrificial, hyper-loyal. Rituals bound them and initiation rites, hierarchy, propaganda. They despise outsiders, especially fans from the Caucasus and Moscow. They repurpose the Bomji label into armor, an identity forged in conflict and street defiance. Fines and stadium bans became routine. UEFA collected up to €70,000 per incident. Domestic matches were often played behind closed doors, but ultra adaptation through online coordination covered banners, and pyro stunts persisted. Authorities attempted to reform fan ID laws, stricter policing, but torrents of violence continued, with ultras often evading accountability. Today, Zenit fans are no longer the force of chaos they once were. The overt racism and street violence has died down a little. Tighter laws, stadium bans, and changing times have pushed the worst of it underground, but the core hasn't changed much. The ultras are still wild, still fiercely territorial, and racism hasn't disappeared. It's just more selective, more coded. The fights still happen, just further from the cameras. Zenit's fan base remains one of the most intense and dangerous in Russian football.